Hello everybody, how you doing? My name's CurlyBardock here, and welcome back to another video. So last week, Ralph, aka Yes, did mention that there was a small rant in between last week's video, the MCU Phase 4 tier list. If you haven't watched that, please go take a look. And so yeah, here's this rant. It's just a quick, a 48-minute rant discussing, the ups and downs of Spider-Man No Way Home, what we didn't like about the film, and just our general dissatisfaction and satisfactions of the film. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
We got one more movie left, and I think it is without question how we feel about this movie. Spider-Man No Way Home was probably the craziest, most insane hype train in the last 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
I think.
right. This is gonna sound crazy, but hear me out. Hear me out, right?
I think I know what you're gonna say.
You're gonna
No,
rank it
no,
A
no.
tier, aren't you?
No. Listen. I'm not even gonna give it a different tier yet. I'm just gonna explain something for filmmakers to actually listen to. Technically speaking, if we take out all the hype, the story itself was not the best. It had its holes, it had its questionable moments, it had a weird ending, but because they did a fan service, because they actually listened to what fans want, because they focused more on making sure that the community felt listened to, it ended up being the best movie. So it goes to show that your story doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to listen to your audience. You have to listen to what they want, and you will get places. Because to me, on a critical perspective, it is not an S tier. But to me, as a fan, as someone who loves Spider-Man, as someone who loves Marvel, it's fucking phenomenal because they did everything I wanted. And as a Daredevil fan, I got to see my character connected to the MCU. So it was just like, it shows that a lot of filmmakers got to listen to their fans and they will reach heights like no one else.
DC, take a hint.
True.
Factual.
Yeah, that movie is 75% fan service.
I don't think it's as much fan service as you guys say. Like, yes, the later half of the
You
movie.
rewatch the film line by line is fan service.
No, it's not. I don't listen.
A good hour of that movie is fan service.
Okay, I agree with you that there's a huge chunk of it that is, but it's only towards the later half that it's fan service. There's a lot of it that actually is like, it's not the most amazing story, but there's a good story to be had here. It's Peter finally learning the responsibility part of great power. It took him 3 movies. This is like his trilogy is his origin.
No, but listen, see, I understand what you're saying, but all right, let's be honest on the story. All right, first of all, with the whole not Adam Strange, wrong Strange, my fault. Doctor Strange, with the whole Doctor Strange, first of all, like not even listening to his, like, come on, Doctor Strange has had already like 2 movies where he's trying to be lenient, well, not lenient, but like trying to be salient on what he does and trying to be correct, and you're telling me out of nowhere he wants to do this stupid spell just because
This isn't out of nowhere though.
It is.
No, it isn't. Doctor, no, it's not.
No, listen. Because he's been training to be the best wizard. Well, all right, in Falcon's word, the best wizard there is. And you're telling me that he's gonna do this fucking party trick just because?
No, he's not doing any party trick because of any reason.
He did it. He basically did it in his own movie as well. He did it to boost his ego, basically. To know,
yeah, but it's like showing that he's not learning. He's not learning anything.
But he is learning. That's the point.
He literally did it. He did it.
I kind of agree and disagree with both of you. I think he does not learn. I feel like he has manipulated the space-time continuum so much ever since he first appeared that he has always thought that he's always done it for the right reason. But I think he is going to learn once Multiverse of Madness hits, that's going to be his consequences. I think this is so a Doctor Strange thing to do because he also feels bad for Peter because he understands what an event can do to ruin someone's life. He's been through like a life-changing event that has led him down such a dark path, and he doesn't want that.
No,
for
but
Peter.
look at Infinity War. Look at his attitude in Infinity War. The main reason why he didn't like Stark is because of his arrogance. Even though Stark was 100% right, the only reason why he didn't like Stark is because of his arrogance, and he felt that, you know, like he felt that as Strange, he was trying to do his best thing. So how are you telling me that someone that would completely have beef with someone who's right just because he wants to do the righteous thing, he's gonna go ahead and do this fucking, I don't even know what to call it because it's such a like
okay. Listen, but your argument is that why would he do this at all? It's because he's done this before, twice before. He is,
and he's not learned. And you're telling me a character that's supposed to be this, you know, high level of magic and high level of everybody else,
just because you're high, just because you have high levels of magic and stuff, does not equal maturity.
But he's trying to be Sorcerer Supreme. So
he's not, dude. He literally was, dude.
Okay, I kind of agree with Grimm. Can I interject? So he, like, in Infinity War, he kind of came in with all this maturity and all this like higher power shit, and then like in Spider-Man, he's just acting childish throughout the entire time, like the entire film.
Exactly. Like it was not the same Doctor Strange I saw in Infinity War at all. It's not.
But you guys are saying like he went completely out of character. What me and Gabe are trying to say that he still did the acts. It's just that he had different tones to it.
It's also, I agree. It's just the way he's written is just different because it's different writers. But I feel like he would have done it if you guys wanted him to be more serious about it. Sure, I feel like he still would have done the spell. I feel like he still would have fucked it up. I feel like this whole movie could have happened if you wanted to write him consistently. Yes, he is a fucking goofball. He's basically a cartoon character in this movie. But
and also the end. Let's talk about the end then.
No, hold up.
Right?
Hold up.
If he's gonna like if it's bound to happen, like if it's destiny, what about the end? Why, like,
I'm not saying it's destiny. Let me finish.
All right,
big man. Let me finish. But I think that, listen, if you put this and exchanged it for another kid, I feel like that he knew. Like, let's say, instead of like Peter, it was one of the Guardians or one of the other people he fight alongside on the planet. He would have done it because he feels like, you know, you saved the world together. You have that sort of bond. And it's also like, wouldn't you also feel bad for Peter if you saw that basically his whole life is turned upside down? And also, he's not even doing it for himself. He's doing it for his friends. That's what I'm trying to argue. I'm not trying to argue that his character is written differently. Of course it is. It's like the most goofiest version of Doctor Strange we've had. But I'm also going to defend that he would have done this no matter what.
All right. What about when, quote unquote, Spider-Man saves the day with fucking math? So you're telling me a fucking sorcerer who could make basically knives out of his fingers couldn't cut down anything? He just stood there in the canyon for hours doing nothing?
You can argue about this a lot, but Spider-Man is also the type of hero to be severely underpowered and still be people and beings who are stronger than him. And it's also, you can also make the second argument.
That was also shown in the comics.
True.
In the comics. And in his own TV series when he was versing the X-Men.
Yeah. You can also make the argument that Doctor Strange just did not want to do anything that can seriously hurt Peter. So Doctor Strange was probably holding back the entire time because we know he can pull off some really, really overpowered shit if he wanted to, but he didn't want to.
But that's what I'm saying. It was just like the writing just felt like it just
It makes sense. I think you're just upset that Spider-Man was able to beat Doctor Strange because they said with math, and you're just like, that's fucking stupid.
No, I don't think it was just the with math part. I just think that the plot armor that they gave Spider-Man is on a Goku level, and you know I don't like Goku, so it feels dumb to me.
All right, now I just feel offended. Not only are you coming at my Spider-Man movie, you're coming at Goku too. I feel like I don't belong at this table.
I don't understand that. Please explain that more. How was that in the Goku?
It just everything because their plot armor just makes them god, even though they're like fighting people that should definitely beat them.
Okay, but again, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man did this in the comics.
It's not even that he did it in the comic. He is just known for beating
it's
people who are stronger than him and breaking his
and
limits.
That's called plot armor. Plot armor is that anything that isn't supposed to happen, a character will overcome.
Who says it shouldn't happen? I am asking who says it shouldn't happen, if there's a precedent for it.
So you're telling me the whole issue that happened in No Way Home couldn't be resolved with people just going back in time, making sure Mysterio didn't even contact what's it called? Or they could have wished that Mysterio forgot about Tony Stark, and then Mysterio would have never happened, and that whole thing would have never happened. And there you go, Spider-Man resolved.
But Mysterio's already dead, so you can't make a dead person forget.
No, he's saying go back in time, which he can't do because he doesn't have the time stone anymore.
Yes, and you don't fuck up more of the other branches.
That's not true. Doctor Strange does not give a shit about fucking up other branches.
It could have been done simpler. Like it literally, all he had to do was make people forget the crime. It wasn't even.
No, people could have. They could have just. Doctor Strange really could have just made this whole movie go away if he just said, "All right, we're gonna make people forget about Mysterio and his message," and it would have been fine. But there's a plot to be had. There's a story to be written. And obviously they can't do that, or else there's no growth and there's no like story to even tell for Peter, becoming the character becomes.
Yeah,
at the end.
Exactly. I'm not saying that the story. I'm not saying that the story is bad. I'm just saying that It's like saying, all right. It's like having.
But your conversation, your topic is that it's plot armor because they didn't pick a specific way for the story to go. That doesn't make sense.
It's plot armor. No, it's plot armor. It's just that how everything is conveniently placed for him to overcome everything. He's all right. Look, he has done it in comics, but this is not the same Spider-Man we've had in comics. First of all, Peter doesn't like Tony Stark in comics. He dislikes the dude. So you're telling me that this kid who loves Tony Stark and stuff like that and only knows about technology beats the Sorcerer Supreme? Like it's just too much shit that just on a like common sense level.
You could just be saying, you could just say that Doctor Strange was not giving it his all. Spider-Man was just he didn't want to hurt him. There's a lot of things you could say to justify it, and I get it. It's kind of silly that he can just web him up and be like, bye. Like that shouldn't happen.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not taking away from the movie. I'm just mentioning that there are actual just nonsense in it, and obviously because we loved everything else so much, we tend to overlook that. But I'm saying like come on, man. Like think about it for 2 seconds at most, and you'll realize that there's some things in there that critically just don't make sense.
I'm surprised that you actually didn't mention the actual plot hole of like what happens to the physical evidence of Peter Parker's existence. What happens to Toby and all these other people who should be forgetting who he is? Like,
because in the moment, as I'm thinking right now, I'm not thinking every single thought I've ever had. I'm thinking of what I could come. Exactly.
It just adds up. It's like the first things that come to your mind. Where like from me and Grimm's perspective, we talked about this like right after the movie. It's like in all, like Spider-Man, sure you could say it was a great film, but like you jot down the reasons, it's like this is kind of ridiculous.
Exactly.
Like that's the point. It's not that like it wasn't good or anything like that. It's just that it's kind of ridiculous. Like how much shit went for the sake of story. That's it.
I'm gonna be keeping that as like a separate video called Spider-Man Rant, but we can talk. Yeah, we good? We got all of our frustrations with the movie out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so with saying that though, would you put that in front of Shang-Chi?
No.
Okay. Because I feel like besides the obvious like things with the plot, this is more of an event rather than a movie. Would you agree? I feel like this is more of like a cultural event that is like 10 years and like 3 Spider-Man in the making, that is just like surpasses anything else that would come out.
To be honest with you, I kind of disagree. Like, if you really think about the specifics of like the individual parts of the movie, it's like, as a movie by itself, like, I kind of agree with you. Like, saying it's an event makes it a whole lot better. But like, if you're jotting down, if you put it as an individual movie, kind of sucks. Like, it's not. I wouldn't say sucks, but like, I'd put it at like probably A tier at most. Like, it's because it's an event and it's because there's so much going on that it's listed as such a great movie. Like, if you were watching that and had no idea of the other Spider-Man and other stuff like that, you'd like, if you were just a fan, like watching it like how you would watch WandaVision, I guess. Like, if you're just watching it like that, it doesn't belong to be. It doesn't belong in S tier.
Sure.
Here's the
Okay,
thing
As a
is-
Spider-Man
alright,
fan, no, it does belong.
Gabe, I'm gonna keep it 100 right here, right? You were thinking about this because you cried and you felt emotional because it did a fan service to you. You felt like you were listened to. And as someone who, may feel touch deprived by film auteurs, because usually filmmakers don't really listen to the fans, but someone who's touch deprived by film auteurs, and you finally get to feel the sense of
you just coming at me now? Relax. Whoa.
no,
Hold on, hold on.
I'm coming at you and everybody who is biased of this
Yeah,
movie.
to be perfectly fair, like, sure, like, this movie was pretty good, but like, you have to admit though that you and Lewis are kind of biased as Spider-Man fans, like, for a really long time. Like,
and
you guys,
not that
Okay.
you
I
You
just
can
wanna
take
point
out.
that
Hold
out.
up. You could take out all the fan service from. You don't need Andrew and Toby to make this movie an S tier for me, because this brings back Peter Parker to the way that I know him from the comics. I didn't like how Tom Holland started. I didn't like that he was getting assistance from Tony Stark. I didn't like that it felt like he was being a like side character to someone else's show. I like that this movie resets his place in the world. He's supposed to have a shitty apartment. He's supposed to be sewing his own costumes. He's supposed to be this simple Spider-Man. And if it took,
but that didn't only happen until the end. So like,
but what I'm saying is
the
that
thing-
this movie is building up for him to lose everything. You can replace Goblin with someone else. You can replace him with Vulture. Vulture comes back, ruins his life. I don't care. It doesn't matter who they are. The story itself sets up Spider-Man to be his own thing that does not need the MCU to exist, which is why I love this movie.
which again is part of your bias towards Spider-Man, because
Sure.
if you think about
like,
it, if you think about it objectively, technically that's what Hawkeye intended to do. Technically, that same stuff that you just said, which we put Hawkeye as C, is basically what No Way Home did if it missed out on the fan service. It's the exact same thing. So the fact that you're still willing to put it as S, even though it's on the same scale as Hawkeye,
Okay, so explain to me. Give me the similarities between Hawkeye and No Way Home. Run it down.
So it brings a character that we know, right? Some people love, and then it tries to put them in the situation of them afterwards, and tries to take away from the stuff that people didn't like. Like, for example, the whole earpiece. A lot of Hawkeye loving people that read the comics and stuff like that, they probably love that we get to see finally Hawkeye be back to his disabled roots and not being able to listen. They also like how he had to lose and quote unquote grieve for a moment. He was going back to the Hawkeye in comics that people love. And I know some people that love the Hawkeye show, even though we didn't. And so when you think about it, it was doing for the character what it had to do in the comics. Like, it was bringing that comic book accuracy to the character in the MCU, which is what you're saying that did for Spider-Man.
But when
the
you think
difference-
about it,
But the difference between those two is the main fact that this movie builds up to that. Hawkeye did it right away, where it was just a quick fan service, and it's basically just a cameo. While the movie, and like we've been saying, this surely was building up to that moment, and especially in this movie, he had to lose everything throughout the movie just to get that specific comic book accuracy. So it's not basically the same. You could say it's the same method where they try to do the fan service, but they were both approached in different ways.
I guess I can agree with you that, like, yeah, they sort of just tried to readjust the character so that it seems more comic book accurate. But I don't know. The difference with Hawkeye and Spider-Man is that we didn't get to see Hawkeye and it do his own thing before the series. Like, Spider-Man has two other movies and, like, other cameos to really build his character with. With Hawkeye, it's just the Avengers films and some other cameos he makes in other movies. He doesn't get his own thing. This is his own thing. So when you try to do what Spider-Man did in 3 movies into one 8-episode show, it's sort of hard to compare it because, like I said, Spider-Man has a lot more time to grow, where Hawkeye has to do this all in 8 episodes. So yeah, I agree. There's a lot of similarities between them, but I feel like if you're talking about Peter's emotional journey compared to Hawkeye's, there's a lot more stakes to it, and I feel like it's more shown that there's a lot more stakes to it too.
I still feel like even if we add the stakes and we add the fact that he had 2 other movies prior, it still wouldn't put it at S because it's just the movie itself.
Yeah, if you take it as an individual as an individual movie itself, it's just not to the level of
if you take away Daredevil, if you take away the 2 other Spider-Man, if you take away the whole
You could take
multiverse
away
interaction-
Daredevil, and this movie would still be the same.
I feel like Daredevil cost a bit of hype.
No.
more than,
See,
like-
this is where your Daredevil bias comes in.
That's your bias. That's your bias.
No, but I feel like because I've heard I've actually heard some people that were super excited just the fact that they heard Daredevil.
But
So
what
it
did
built up to the hype.
Daredevil put into the story?
But the
It
same
builds
thing
hype.
could be said for Green Goblin, Octopus, Toby and Andrew.
Exactly,
it's
that's what I'm saying. Like without the fan service, it just dropped down.
sure. All right. You know what? I'll agree with you that without having
the way
anything,
the trailers, if you kept it the way the trailers portrayed it to be, probably wouldn't be as good of a movie.
sure. I mean, I can agree with you that this movie probably, if you took out everything that's fan servicey, won't be I guess as great as Shang-Chi. I feel like they would be equal. I don't feel like it would be worse than Shang-Chi.
Nah, I wouldn't put him as equal either.
So after our little rant and the end of the video, we decided that we had a lot more to say about, No Way Home and our feelings about it. So this is the part where we're finished with the video, and this is right after. So yeah, here's part 2.
all right. Let's start from the beginning. I actually want to start. Let's start this debate from the beginning. So let's talk about No Way Home. Let's talk about the good parts. Let's talk about the good parts. Personally, I think there's a lot to the story to Spider-Man that this movie added, but I agree with Grimm that they only really have it at the very, very end. No, the story did not matter to me as a person who wants to see comic book Spider-Man until the last 10 minutes. Which is fuck.
Yeah.
What happened? You guys are all quiet now. I put the record button on. Y'all are still fucking silent. Speak.
No, because we gotta talk shit first. I can't do this.
No, talk shit. I don't fucking care. I talk
I'm
shit.
gonna say
I don't
something good
fucking
after
care.
Grimm went off.
No. The thing is, let's be honest. It's kind of hard once the moment sort of dies down to get back into it just out of nowhere. So you gotta wait till I get my emotions ready because I'm trying to talk.
Press record without telling us.
Yeah, Like you gotta bring the topic up and then wait till we warm up into it. You can't just be like, all right, I'm recording, bam, now speak. It's like, what the fuck?
All right,
It's like, yo, put me on the spot like that. Jesus.
you guys are
It's
ready
like-
to talk about it on the spot. I just pressed the
It's
record
like
button.
sex. It's like sex. No, it's like sex, bro. Like obviously,
How are we
you know,
gonna compare this? No.
no. It's like you gotta
Stop.
wait
Stop.
till
Stop.
You still
We're getting
recording?
demonetized. We're getting demonetized.
No. We're I
Man,
can.
you don't even make money. The fuck you mean?
we make.
I'm doing this shit for free. I might as well get into it.
No. We gotta be
Oh,
prepared.
we're cutting this
No.
part out. Go on, Grim.
No. We're not cutting this part out. This is all in. This is all in.
this part
All
out.
right, how about this? It's like food. It's like food. You gotta be hungry before you eat, because if you eat while you're not hungry, it's not gonna be as pleasurable.
That's false.
No, that's-
We're gonna
Alright.
debate about how good eating food is now, guys.
That's completely false.
No, okay, so all right, listen.
So wait, Lewis, I have to ask you a question. So have you never gotten so full that the smell of food is disgusting to you?
No.
Oh,
I just
Either
keep
you're
eating.
not eating right or something else.
Bro, you're just a fat bitch, bro. All right, I'm sorry.
Nah, man.
I didn't.
Sometimes I just, bro. Sometimes I be going to good ass restaurants, and then they're like, "Yo, we got this and we got that," and I'm like, "Bro, just fucking hand it all over."
Nah, dude, we steer you away from the buffets. The all you can eats.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get in there.
Yeah. You sound like a-
Nah, I want to debate more about this like fan service ruled the movie type thing, because I don't think so. I'm gonna keep defending and saying like it's just there's good points to this movie that doesn't require fan service.
All right, give us the
Here's
good
what I was
point.
gonna say. Here's what I was gonna say though. So like the good thing about what they did for this movie specifically, like the way John Watts wrote it, is that they made fan service as part of the movie. Like they made it, they basically sewed it into the storyline to the point where if you rip it out, it just rips off the whole movie. Like that shuts that whole argument of like, is this more fan service or not? Because it's meant to be there. Like that's the whole point. If it's not there, then it's not Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can also, there's also interviews with, like, Toby and Andrew where they specifically said, we don't want to be cameos, but we also don't want to be a center point. We just want to help Tom in whatever he's doing in the film. We don't want to be, like, main characters.
It just had to be done that way, and it's like, I don't really like it, but sure.
No, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that when you think about it objectively, when you don't think about it as a Marvel fan or just a fan, like when you watch it as a critic, there's some things that just builds up to your like questioning. It makes you wonder. And so I just personally, when I started like thinking like too deep into it, I started to realize like, maybe this movie, like outside of like making me feel fantastic, and like because of the cameos, because
Like,
of
man,
what
it
it
was
did,
pure dopamine, bro.
yeah. So when you take, it's like, how do I say? It's like drugs. When you take drugs and you go outside, the world is beautiful. The world looks fucking phenomenal. You got trees spinning around, man. That's fucking awesome.
No. Not all the time. Not all the time.
Well, I mean, if you have a bad trip, that's on you. You have to have
bruh.
you know. But what's it called? But like for example, all right, no criminal shit. But you know, like if you get high and you start
Allegedly.
teleporting allegedly, when you get high and then you start to fade into another fucking state of mind, like it really makes the world look fantastic. But then when you take out the drugs and you see the real world, obviously the real world is the real world. There's nothing like to change about it. It's whatever. It's what
Are
we
you
live
saying,
in.
Grimm, that the real world is just disappointing to you?
Life is a disappointment if you think about it. But anyways, that's what we're not thinking about it, right? Listen,
We're just Spider-Man has led to this philosophical topic.
no, because think about it. If life wasn't so disappointing, why are people addicted to video games? Why are people trying
Okay,
to
but
create the
why are we
metaverse?
talking about this? We talking about Spider-Man.
Oh,
It's from a
sorry.
psychologist's point of view, bro.
Sorry.
Psychology, where's the degree at? I don't see no degree.
Yeah.
Where'd that degree at, huh?
Actually, I technically do have a psychological associate, or an associate on psychology.
Where's your
So there is
master's?
one degree.
Where's your master's at? Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Hey, man, hold on, bro. I'm in there, bro. But anyways, back to where before you asked me about life and started making me
I
want
didn't
to
ask you
fucking
nothing about
talk
life. You were just like, listen, bro, if you took drugs.
No, you said so Grimm is left a disappointment. Man, that shit got a philosophical blah blah shit on my brain, bro.
Oh, blah, 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 blah.
No, but back to our Spider-Man topic. And so it's just like I loved it, but I also didn't. And it felt conflicting because when I started to think about it, my heart was like, holy shit, this movie was only great because of these certain things. Like at least for me, and I see that for Wrath too. And if you take into consideration the like taking away certain things may drop down its rating or what it made you feel, which I guess is not easy for everyone to just be like, hey, what would this movie be like if I just took this off, or what if I didn't add this, or what if I made this more like this. And I guess it's my creative mind and my own critique like personality just acting up. But again, with the fan service, it was astronomical movie. Without it, I feel like it would have been just very good to, like it would have been good. It wouldn't be decent. Like it would have been on a good status. And that's where I'm at. I'm just saying, like I go to movies with questions, so I never like, I never have one sole opinion on something. I always have multiple, like my personalities.
Damn, Moon Knight out here. Yeah, I have to agree with Grimm though. Like, it's hard not to think about it from an analytical standpoint, or at least an objective one, when you watch it. Like, I didn't get a rewatch sadly, but when you just think about when you just rewatch it in your head, you're kind of like, yeah, this part.
No, bro,
A little
we
bit
gotta
sketchy.
tell the audience. Let me tell you the story, guys. So we were all planning to go watch Spider-Man again because we were just like, yeah, this movie was good. Let's just watch it again. Especially me. I just wanted to go watch it. And Ralph was setting up the tickets, and he was just like, oh, I can't go. And we were just like, what do you mean you can't go? He's like, okay, just go without me. I was like, what? Mind you, Ralph is the person who got us the tickets, and then is the same person who just said, I cannot go. So I was conflicted as a friend, because I'm just like, do I go or waste these tickets? And happily to say, the tickets did not go to waste. Unfortunately, Ralph was not there.
He chose Spider-Man over me.
It's
confirmed.
My Spider-Man
Damn.
bias does not run that deep.
He's like I would,
Says the
No,
$6
okay, listen. I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you. If
Says the
actual
$6
Spider-Man
ticket.
was in front of me and he said, take my hand, sweet child of mine, and you were like, Gabe, I'll literally give you my love, I would pick Spider-Man. I'm sorry.
No, to be
No,
honest with you, I kind of would too.
I'm gonna keep it a buck 50 with you. If Spider-Man was really in front of me, bro, I think I might fight him. I just want to confirm, like, I want to see, like, is it real? Like,
No, Grimm, you're the type
like-
of motherfucker that passes a dude at like on Marshalls and it's like, I can beat the shit out of that guy.
I mean, for real, bro. Sometimes I be watching people wrestle, and I'm like, come on, I could beat your ass.
Nah, dude.
Uh,
No, but yeah, Spider-Man is the best movie.
No.
Yes,
Not the best, but it was definitely great. Like,
No,
it was
it was-
definitely top.
it's amazing. Spectacular.
It was
even.
amazing. Yeah, spectacular. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just not the best. Like, not number one.
Oh no, if I'm talking about like the most emotional I ever got in like a MCU movie, it's probably Infinity War. Infinity War is probably the most emotional movie out of all the MCU.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Infinity War was the one movie that just made everything so much worth it. And it made fans feel like they
Bro,
got
it fucks
something
you
for
up.
being fans.
Like
It just fuck you up emotionally, but it does
we
mentally as well.
we talk about Spider-Man, and you're just like, in the moment you feel like great. After the movie, and after everything is clear, even a week, a month after, you feel like dog shit
Just feel
thinking
grief.
about it. Like I went to go watch that with Ralph. We were like in what? We were in high school?
Yeah.
And we watched it with our friend Ali. And Ali and I, we were well, specifically Ali and Ralph. They were just speechless. I was trying to contemplate what was happening.
Are you gonna plug the picture? Well,
Oh, I'll do you want me to put the picture on screen? I'll send it to Rez. Rez, just put the picture on screen.
fuck.
But yeah,
Just absolute speechless though.
yeah, but don't say which one is which. They'll have to figure it out.
No, but
Let's
what's
cut
it called?
this part out. Didn't I say I was Filipino
Talking
though?
about Infinity War, like think about it this way, right? Infinity War made you like actually want to watch what's next. It makes you anxious for it. And so with Spider-Man No Way Home, sure I do want to see what's next on Spider-Man, but it's not like my top list like it was for Infinity War. Like after Infinity War was done, I was like, I need to know what's next. Like I really need to see how the team ends up. Like it's just something that I need right now. And that wasn't the same feeling that Spider-Man gave me.
Plus, like when. Go ahead, Lewis.
I was gonna say, like, those are two different movies. I want to say, like, you can't put them on like the same expectation of that specific ending. On that specific ending, Infinity War and Endgame were supposed to be the end of the MCU. That's
Yeah,
good.
but Gates had the best movie. So I'm just saying, like, even if like it's just Infinity War was a whole different level, bro.
No, that's what's supposed to be the case. That's supposed to be the reason why. Like, you can't put Spider-Man No Way Home compared to Infinity War, because those are two completely different things that they were trying to do. Infinity
Yeah,
War
one
and
was intentional for 10 years.
yeah, the Infinity War and Endgame were supposed to be the full-on ending for the MCU. Like, that's why we had no post-credit scene for the Endgame, because they wanted it to be the actual ending. They didn't want to do anything relating to the future of the MCU. Spider-Man No Way Home, they wanted it to end on a good note where they could have a future inside the MCU, or they could just soft reboot it into the Sonyverse. So if they were trying to have the same intentional ending to end it off in an emotional note where it's the end of the end, then I would agree with you on that part. But it's not. It's supposed to be a good note. Let's hope for the future.
Yeah, but
And-
as movies in general, though, it's just Infinity War still just on a higher level.
But that's the point. It was supposed to be on a higher level.
Yeah, but dude, that's like saying, okay, you may like these shoes, but these shoes were made to be better, so they can't be better. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
No,
Wait,
no,
what
hold on, hold on,
what
hold
are
on,
you
hold on, hold
talking?
on.
What?
I think okay. I think I agree with Lewis in where Infinity War and Spider-Man No Way Home are not a great comparison towards each other.
These Spider-Man dudes.
I think if you really want a good comparison, I think Endgame and No Way Home are a better comparison, as they are just big collaborations with every corner of the MCU versus every corner of the Spider-Verse characters from the last 10 years.
No, but I'm saying, like you said, it's the best movie. You didn't give it label out of an ending or out of that, but I'm just saying Infinity War was a better movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the category that it is. I'm just saying, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I never disagree with you. I never
Bro,
said
I'm
that.
gonna kiss you if you don't shut up, Grimm. I swear to God.
I never disagree that
This guy.
Infinity War was a bad movie. I'm saying that you can't give a good comparison between those, because Infinity War was supposed to be a better movie. It is supposed to be a better movie, and it is a better movie. Spider-Man No Way Home is not supposed to be topping that, because Infinity War and Endgame were supposed to be the ending.
I think you just mean by like expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah, purely based on expectations, it's really hard to compare because looking at Spider-Man No Way Home,
Spider-Man?
like coming into the movie, yeah,
Spider-Man?
coming into that movie, yeah.
The face. Excuse you.
Bless you.
No, thank you.
Did you see on leaked footage?
Anyway, going into that movie,
Bro, you're gonna get a call later tonight. I hope
bro, I didn't hear a word you said.
I can't hear a word you just said, Grimm. What the fuck are you saying?
I couldn't hear what you said for like the past 2 minutes.
Bro, you're gonna get a call later tonight from Kevin Feige on how you're gonna disappear, man. I'm sorry for you.
I'm not
Who you
even past,
talking to?
bro. I'm not even higher. What was I saying?
The Marvel ninjas, man. The Marvel mercenaries, man. They're coming after you.
Probably. So what I think going into like Spider-Man No Way Home was like, to be honest, because of all the hype that came with it, you kind of expect, oh, this movie's gonna be great, or oh man, this movie's gonna be absolute garbage.
Yeah.
But for Endgame, you were kind of just like, I feel like for Endgame, we were kind of just waiting to see. Like, it wasn't any expectations of, oh, this is gonna be good, this is gonna be bad, this is gonna just, we just kind of have to wait and see. Like, even before the movie came out, like, not just the ending of Infinity War, but like also the, like, when the trailer came out, and all that, you're kind of just waiting to watch what's gonna happen. Like, how's this gonna play out, that kind of stuff. For Spider-Man, it was kind of like, the expectations were very, oh, this is gonna either hit or miss type of thing. It was very directed towards opinions, when Infinity War was more explorative.
Wait,
Yes, you
can
can
I
say.
ask a question? Did they leak stuff for Infinity War? Like,
The only things that were, some things were leaked, but some things were, I think things were definitely leaked for Infinity War, but the main thing that you didn't know was that, spoilers, obviously, that they all died. Like,
Yeah.
that's the only
It-
thing that, like,
The only thing that was really leaked for Infinity War, right? Not Endgame.
Yeah, Infinity War.
Yeah,
you can say both because
it-
they were filmed like at the same time.
Yeah, the
They
only
were
thing that
filmed
was,
around like in the span of a year.
the only thing that was pretty much leaked was maybe like the middle part of the movie for each both of them. The middle part of each movie was like leaked, but every ending was kept top secret.
so I have a question. Who the fuck? So we're right. No Way Home was in the future of this. Who the fuck was in charge of like the managing of No Way Home? Because No Way
Sony.
Home got
Sony.
Sony.
Look.
These are two different companies. This is Sony
So-
with the lead.
No, I know that Spider-Man is an iffy topic because technically he's owned by Sony, but Marvel's supposed to help and intervene in some parts, and it's just weird to me that they did so little to actually cover the leaks. Like, I saw the leaks and I thought they were jokes, but every leak was accurate, and I was like, how are you this dumb? How?
You know what I think the problem is between Infinity War leaks, like the Infinity War saga and like No Way Home? No Way Home depended on the surprise of certain characters to really, hype up the movie and its later half. But you already know those later characters, like, there's like a statement that says the entire, like, the villains thing was never supposed to be known. They wanted to make it like a civil war between Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. But because they got leaked that like Alfred Molina and William Dafoe are in the movie, and Jamie Foxx doesn't know when to shut his fucking mouth. Dude was just like, yeah, guys, I can't wait to play Electro again.
And
Psych?
Alfred Molina did it too. I think he did it right after Jamie Foxx.
But Jamie Foxx did it like 2 or 3 years before Endgame came out, or No Way Home came out.
No, he did it a whole year before. It wasn't like
He did
Well, I
a
thought
whole
he
year
did. I
that
thought he
Alfred
did.
Molina.
not a whole 2 years, but like a good year and a half. Like, when you're starting to realize, like, as the minute you realize, oh right, Spider-Man No Way Home's coming out, or like Spider-Man 3 is coming out. Oh shit, Jamie Foxx is in it. What? And then like that just whole thing comes, like, you're just starting to speculate that whole thing. Like, the whole point of Spider-Man No Way Home was that it was the hype of it was carried by social media.
Yeah,
That's the entire thing.
that's the thing.
It's like a quick way to get hype.
No, but it wasn't what they intended. It's just like their shitty management just somehow came in clutch.
So yeah, that's gonna be a wrap up for this rant. We sort of go into another rant about leaks and coverages of, just things being leaked out when they shouldn't be, and it sort of divulges into something else. But we hope that you enjoyed this little rant video. I know it's kind of long, I know it's kind of drawn out, but we appreciate you guys sticking through to the end. And if you do like this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And just thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot for us. So yeah, take care, everybody. Have a great night.